not only does Memorial Day weekend for us, because we live in Georgia, we also have a huge convention that happens the the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, and it is called MomoCon. Now, MomoCon is just one of the conventions that we have out here in Georgia. A huge anime gaming, sci-fi, convention for the family, for all ages. It is amazing, and it has grown from a small convention at Georgia Tech to now taking over the World Congress Center. The reason why this convention alone sticks really to me because this was the first convention that I ever went to, and this is the first convention and only convention that I actually volunteered for multiple years. The experience, the life lessons that I've learned with the people that I volunteered with for this convention changed, I will say honestly, changed me in so many ways. Being able to go back to MomoCon this year, but on the other end, helping another friend with his business within the MomoCon convention, it was like seeing a family member again that you haven't seen in a long time, and you see they're doing great, they're healthy, you know what I'm saying, and seeing that this thing, I think there was easily over like 700,000 people there that weekend, collectively,
Easy.
easily,
Easy. The
and
World Congress Center is huge. For anybody who doesn't know Atlanta like that, World Congress Center is a multi-story facility that could probably easily fit 100 to 200,000 people. And when you're considering that this is an all weekend event from like Thursday to Monday, I want to say
and I think a lot of times people they can get a little discouraged. It could be a lot. That's a lot of people, but
it is.
once you and I feel like once you're able to step into that world and you start doing conventions, MomoCon has to be on your list. Just from my experience this year, didn't have a lot of time to actually go through the whole convention because I was actually I was more working this year than I normally do. But they had a museum of all of the MomoCons that they've had since the beginning till now. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was the 20th year, if I'm not mistaken, of MomoCon. And when I tell you, I walked in there, I looked at the museum, and I saw like where I started and when I stopped volunteering, and all of the memories rushed back to me. And I started asking my friends who still actively volunteer. I was like, this is amazing, and like to know that the creators of this convention gave me a chance to not only volunteer but to grow with them, and they gave me more responsibility as I was there as a volunteer at the time. So I always thank them. Not saying nobody's names because some of y'all be weird out there, but they know who they are, and I truly am blessed, and I truly thank you all for the work that the opportunities that you have given me. Because without MomoCon, real talk, y'all, without MomoCon, I think my content creation would have not even started. Seeing people, seeing these cosplayers, seeing the photographers that are out there, the videographers who are out there, other podcasts and streamers who are out there, it really sparked my interest and the people that I was able to actually talk to through this convention. So like this is not an advertisement. This is me personally wanting to add this to the podcast today because I am a huge con goer to the point where my wife has been dragged into it and she loves it now. And she wants to go into cosplay. She became just fell in love with cosplaying and fell in love with what that entails and the creations behind it. And then when we went, we've been to Texas, to DreamCon, we've done DragonCon, MomoCon, AWA. We're planning on doing BlurredCon. I still want to go to Comic Con. So, there's so many cons out there, and but Data, what do you think of the convention life?
I'm not nearly as big into it as you've been. I mean, as long as I know you, you've been huge into like the different cons and stuff like that. Um, I haven't been as big into it. I've only gone to like a couple, um, but I've enjoyed myself every time that I've gone. You get to see just a ton of people being able to just like freely and openly nerd out, like let the inner child out and just express themselves in a lot of really cool, really amazing ways. You get to see local artists, local game developers, like local comic writers, local everything. Like it is crazy amazing to go to these conventions and see just like all the amazing stuff from a whole bunch of different areas that people are able to do. MomoCon especially I like because it tickles the right part of nerd that I am. Like a lot of like Japanese culture, a lot of like anime, video games, stuff like that. Being able to be on display all at the same time, that's just awesome. Like if y'all have a chance to go to a local convention nearby where you are, or if amazingly you have the ability to travel to go see one that you'd like to, take that opportunity. Like these are super fun events.
Oh, yes. And I do want to add too, like, for a lot of people out there who think maybe their love for a certain thing, it doesn't have to just be anime or video games. You know, there could be a Star Wars fan out there who loves Star Wars, who people who love comic books, you know, have Comic Con. I know there's many
Yeah.
Star Trek conventions. There's like,
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you there is a convention for what you love if you look deep enough.
100%.
I am a believer of conventions. You know, so it's these are things that we have to definitely make sure they stay alive when they are created, because it's not an easy feat to not only start a convention but to maintain this for multiple years. And because if you didn't know, I know like Dragon Con that's out here in Atlanta. They are huge, but they stay in Peachtree, Atlanta, just
Yeah.
because of the money and the amount of people and money that comes to the city for Dragon Con. They just stay there because it has now become a part of like the culture of conventions for them. With MomoCon, like I said, they went from Tech Village, which is within Georgia Tech, to a couple of hotels, major hotels in Atlanta, to the Congress Center. And they've been there ever since. And they're continuing to grow. This is amazing. I am being biased because, again, MomoCon holds a very strong part in me. Because I've seen this thing from pretty much the beginning to where it is now. And I've had like a full circle moment. Because now I'm not working with MomoCon right now. I would love to in the future to go back to working with them in some form. But to be able to see another friend of mine who has a food truck be able to sell his food at MomoCon. Seeing my old friends that I volunteered with, and they see me there and they go, man, it's crazy how life brought us back to Momo. To me, it's like that is amazing because you'll see people from all over the world, all over the United States and the world coming to these conventions, and you'll be surprised at the people you bump into and the people that you never thought you would talk to.
Yep.
You know, so just everybody out there that's listening to the podcast, you know, think about it. Think about putting a convention on your list of vacations. I guarantee you will not regret it. And Data, next year, I'm getting you the MomoCon. That's my goal. That's one of my goals for 2026. Data will be on the floor of MomoCon in some form.
I was there last year. I couldn't make it this year. Didn't have the money.
Yeah.
But I was there last year.
Shoot, I should have dragged you to work with me. That's what I should have did.